Good morning. Together for intercultural cultural inter interculturality inter intercultural intercultural interculturality. Well, together for interculturality will allow us to make a better world together if we work together, and that's what we lack, especially for persons or especially persons working in cultural field, in associative field, in the civil society. It's never enough or too much working together. The more we work together, the more efficient our programs, our activities can be. And unfortunately, uh, even persons with all these dreams, with all these ideal objectives, we lack this characteristic of working with others. So we have to change that. Together, we have to work towards this melting of cultures. Uh, it's not only cultures outside one's country, but the cultures around everyone. Because even in any village or a small city or big city, there are cultures in often there are many cultures in one same country, one same nation. And when we do that locally, it's easy to do it internationally. And we have to take into consideration that the international level is very important. So you make that effort locally, nationally. You have just to be open for the international level and to continue. No, it's no more time to wait for the world to change, and you just keep working locally or on your nation's level. Maybe the climate showed it that we have to work all together uh, throughout the borders to change this situation. But the climate is only it's only one proof. There are many other fields that necessitate uh, working together. Social field, human fields, different fields that necessitates working together the same we do for the climate. And no results will be obtained when you keep just working locally. So maybe there was like an adage to work locally and think globally. Maybe now it's time to to transform it and say to think and work locally and globally at the same time. If we want the world to change for better, because maybe the pandemic showed it, but before even this pandemic, humanity, the world affairs kept facing a lot of threats. The wars, we saw the Gulf Wars, we saw the coming conflicts that were only stopped by this virus, with this pandemic, but it's a pandemic among many pandemics. So the answer, the to cure, to is to work together and to work for different cultures, because we all belong to one culture, and only these diversities in is, is is a way to make it even rich, and not to lead us to conflicts. So I was very, very happy at the age of maybe 26 years old in 1992 with my studies in English language and literature, my associative work lead me in that date in 92 to create an antenna or a section of a universal or an international organism that is the International Young Nature Friends in 92. And it was like the climax of studies and also of trips to other cultures, to reading, but also through visits to France in 82 and in 90, and to the university in Dijon in France, to 2 weeks in Paris with visits to different associations. So 2 years later, in 92, on the ground, in the field, maybe in a small town, Essaouira, but we were part of this organism, international organism that the Council of Europe started allowing the cooperation with the south of the Mediterranean, and one of the countries was Morocco. So it was a possibility to see what intercultural ties really can do. So, but the remark, as I said, is that true? Maybe it's now almost 30 years of international projects and activities. The remark is that we unfortunately we don't work together enough. Even persons, inhabited with so much interested in cultural life, artists, writers, associative activists, they don't go deeply to this matter. So yeah, this has to affect our daily life. It has to affect our lifestyle. And maybe 30 years ago, or during these 30 years, there was this frustration or frustrating reality. But now I think with the young coming with some efforts also, even the economy throughout the world is allowing a lot of jobs specialized in culture and art and fields related to these two fields, or big fields. So maybe the hope is that more implication of the population in relation with culture, maybe they can act differently, and they can with the new technology and social networks and all that, maybe there are tools now to work together better to transform one's daily life with this preoccupation, because if we don't do that, it's maybe we'll have the same crisis, the same frustrations, because uh, unfortunately, maybe in some examples, artists, cultural figures, clean politicians, they behaved sometimes. Uh, some of them they behaved in their daily life, uh, a different way to their beliefs. We can see that with environment issues throughout this 30 years. We have groups, who live in a destructive way for environment, but they are shouting and defending environment, and so maybe things will change now with their different context. So there's no other solution. Is working together. Is showing an example with your own daily life. Now we have like a mirror. No more possibility of lying to people. No more possibility of living or leading a double life. So it's not a sort of attack. No, no. Maybe, as I said, circumstances of the last 30 years forced these people to have such a behavior. But now, the situation is very serious. Threats throughout in different fields, attacking all cultures, all nations, and we need, if you when we need decide to be in such a important field, that of culture, that of civil society, that of alternative economy, or way of life. It's the only way. If you don't work together with others, it's you even if you are honest, even if you are talented, but this the others, or your impact will be zero, and you for the others you'll be not much better than the opponents of culture, of peace, of alternative way of life. So this is just a few words or few sentences to express what I think a lot of people share my views, and even on the political level throughout the world, like in France, maybe even in the United States, it's this thinking that allowed to move away Trump for the first time. The United States accepted a kind of political trend, the socialist current or trend or law to work with the other moderate uh, democratic uh, currents to drop away Trump. So uh, some social justice defenders, some environment defenders uh, are more than ever uh, accepted in environment, as I said, even in the United States, historically against any social or socialist thinking, but now it's accepted, and like in the States or in France or many other ways, everyone talk about universal action. There is no alternative. Universal actions, and it's the same. You can't keep working for these ideals you're in your own uh, place with your just no. It's uh, it's you have to be open to near cultures. Now immigrants are everywhere. They are everywhere. They are in my country, Morocco. We have a lot of African presence. We have a lot of Moroccans throughout the world. It's really great, and like we want rights and full rights for our citizens in other countries. We have we want the same for immigrants here. So there is no country in the world, very few maybe, where there is no the existence of uh, of immigrants, and it's good for humanity. It's good for all all the good values, but to have an impact, to have this positive characteristic, to have it to make it have an impact. Maybe we have to uh, we have to see the difference. We want people open to other cultures, in innovating. There's a lot of possibilities of innovation. Immigrants are a positive force, either in developed countries or in non-developed countries. There are positive forces. Only we have to to act positively, and that's why I say locally you have to be open to other cultures, because even without immigrants in one same nation, we have different cultures. We have to accept them. As you accept the other also accepts you. The nation is not a property of anyone. It's a property of the different cultures in the same nation. If you exclude him, you are excluded. So already for hundreds of years, any nation have different cultures. And with this immigration going on, at least since we say at least since the 60s, because it was really like a springing up or explosion of immigration. But even before that, there was immigration. But at least for most of countries. So there is this new immigration and new cultures coming to different nations. And in the same way you are open and you try to cohabitate with all different cultures existing centuries near you, you have to do the same with the new cultures coming in. And never forget that as you have your own citizens away from in different cultures. So also programs maybe in working together, we force governmental programs, private programs to accompany this efforts for intercultural acceptance, intercultural working together. So when you individually you change your behavior, you are more efficient. I'm more talking about. I remind you that I'm more talking about uh, uh, cultural figures, cultural activists, because we don't do that enough. Unfortunately, we are very interested with culture. It's our maybe daily work, but we we don't work we don't work together enough to realize our goals. So we have to main this point this side, and when we do it individually, when we do it individually, uh, okay, no more electricity. Okay, so when we do it individually, and then throughout our organisms, NGOs, local associations, cooperatives, small and middle micro enterprises. When we do it, it's very easy to to do it, or to force government and private programs, financial or on the level of the laws. We can force them to accompany us to make succeed this intercultural efforts. So this is just a few points. If there are any questions or any need to discuss. So as I said, it's 30 years of presence with intercultural, international organisms, and this came after maybe at least some 12 years of working as still a very young person with the clubs and associations, and then yeah. So thank you, and until next time, take care.